I never thought I'd be afraid of the dark. I'm not a kid. I'm 22, living in a dorm near campus. Cheap lights, thin walls, the smell of coffee and stress, the usual student chaos. But after that night, I can't fall asleep anymore unless there's at least some kind of light nearby. It started with a short blackout. Around 2 a.m., click, everything went dark. The lamp, the monitor, even my phone charger died. I looked out the window. The whole neighborhood was blacked out. But then I saw her. Across the street, under a street light that shouldn't have been on, stood a figure. I can't tell you who or what it was. A person, a shadow, maybe a woman, maybe not. Something about her posture was just wrong, too still. I blinked and she was closer. No footsteps, no motion, just closer. When the lights came back on, she was gone. I thought maybe I was just tired seeing things. But the next morning, the dorm was buzzing. The power had gone out all over town. And everyone had seen someone in the dark. Every single one of them. But here's the thing. Everyone described something different. A man, a child, an old lady. Yet none of them could recall what the face looked like. It was like the brain refused to remember. Later that day, one of the guys, Alex, decided to draw what he'd seen. He sat at his desk, hands shaking, pencil scratching the paper, then suddenly just stopped. We thought he'd fallen asleep, but he wasn't breathing. His heart had stopped. Just like that. When the police came, the page was blank. Completely blank. As if he'd never started drawing at all. But there was something else. When they checked the security camera footage, there was only static. No image, no figure. But the sound was still there. A faint whisper layered under the static, repeating softly, "You saw me." That's how it started. I didn't know it back then, but that blackout wasn't random. It was a signal. And it was only the first time I saw her. After Alex died, no one in the dorm slept normally again. The police said it was sudden cardiac failure. They didn't even take the sheet of paper, just photographed it and removed the body. But I saw it. He was trying to write something. At the bottom edge of the paper, barely visible, were the words, "She's here." After that, strange things started happening. The light in Alex's room began to flicker, even though it wasn't turned on. Some said they heard footsteps there at night. But when we checked, nothing. Only that feeling someone was standing right behind you. That cold breath on the back of your neck when you know you're alone. One night I went to the university archives. I studied journalism, and I needed old materials for a paper. But around midnight, the power went out again. The whole building sank into darkness. I pulled out my phone. The screen barely glowed. That's when I heard it. Footsteps. Slow, even ones. Not mine. Somewhere down the hallway, around the corner. I thought it was the security guard, until the steps stopped right outside the door. And silence. I even held my breath. Then someone touched the doorknob from the other side, slowly, without force. Just testing it. When the lights came back, the door was slightly open, and on the floor were wet footprints. Bare feet. After that, I started searching online to see if anyone else had experienced something similar, and I found a forum that was deleted not long after. It was called The Light Breaker. People from different states described the same thing, short power outages, a figure in the dark, the deaths of those who tried to describe it. One user wrote that the phenomenon appeared within an electrical field radius, as if something fed on the absence of current. Another said he worked for a private research company, and that they already knew about it. His last post was short. Don't look into the dark when she's there. She sees you better than you see her. Weeks passed. I thought it was over. But last night, the lights went out again, just for a few seconds. I didn't even have time to grab my phone, and in the dark I saw eyes. Not bright, not glowing, just two faint circles catching what little light was left. And a voice, not in my head, not in my ears, everywhere.
You saw me.
I woke up an hour later, lying on the floor. My phone dead, every bulb in the room blown. There was a bruise on my arm like someone had gripped it hard. And on the desk, a new sheet of paper. My handwriting, it said, "She stood right next to you. You just didn't want to look." The next day, I tried recording it. When the lights went out again, the recording stopped. On the video, only static. But when I boosted the audio, I heard something like my name, then laughter, and a whisper very close. The light betrays you. I'm writing this post because I don't know what else to do. My friends are either gone or stopped replying. Only a few rooms are still occupied in the dorm. And every time the city loses power, I see her getting closer. I don't even know if it's a she or an it, but when the darkness touches you, you hear the whisper, and it never leaves. It just waits for the next blackout. If your light is flickering right now, don't look out the window. Don't turn around even if you feel something behind you, because if you see her, she'll see you too.